Finding inspiration when you feel like you've completely run out is tough. Let's talk about it. Watching things can be helpful, but if you're like me, then sometimes you'll get sucked into that rabbit hole, and all of a sudden watching for inspiration ends up turning into watching just for entertainment. So here's my 3 tips to gain inspiration more effectively. Listening to music, especially on a platform where you can actually use the songs you like in your videos, is a huge one for me. When I put those headphones on or I turn those speakers way up and I find a song I like, my mind always drifts into some sort of story. And that always turns into either writing a script or just writing something in general, or even just recording a voice memo. Make a video about finding inspiration and the different ways that you go about finding it. I really like using Artlist because they have a great selection of music and sound effects that you can use to help tell more captivating stories. Plus, you can organize all of your music and sound effects in different folders for different projects, or just have a folder for inspiration. And no, this video is not sponsored by Artlist. I have like 85 subscribers, so there's like no way that they know who I am. Sad. Reading is another big one for me, but especially reading things about art, or creating art, or the war of art. Look in your own heart. Unless I'm crazy, right now a still small voice is piping up, telling you as it has 10,000 times, the calling that is yours and yours alone. You know it, no one has to tell you. And unless I'm crazy, you're no closer to taking action on it than you were yesterday or will be tomorrow. You think resistance isn't real? Resistance will bury you. I got goosebumps, and that's before book 1 even starts. That's powerful. Reading stuff like that for me only helps to add fuel to the fire. I mean, as I was reading that, did anything come to your mind that you've been putting off for who knows how long, haven't done it but you really want to? Because as I was reading that, it made me want to get up off my butt and go make something. And then we have the final thing, which I think is the most important one, and that is writing. Now I know I just put pen and paper on the table, but it doesn't have to be just that. I jot things down in my notes app. I use a software like Notion, like I have the script for this video on right now, or like I mentioned earlier, just record a voice memo. If you're struggling, you can even do something as simple as setting a timer for 15 minutes and just writing nonsense until the timer goes off, and then try and make sense of it afterwards. We call that a brain dump. I also like going back and reading past things I've written. Like on July 7th, 2020, when I wrote, "I want more than anything to make a career out of filmmaking. I love telling people's stories. I am so hopeful that I'll help so many people. That is the greatest satisfaction I could ever feel." A little bit mushy, but things you've written in the past can help to provide perspective, see growth, and maybe prompt an idea for something you never got around to, and you're ready for now. What I found is the more that I do these things and the more I actually act on them, the more that invisible force of resistance tends to stay away, and the more I can actually act on what I want to do. So I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I hope you've gained at least a little bit of something from watching it, and I really appreciate you taking the time to do so. Happy creating.